This morning we're talking with Keith Seed at the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Western Australia. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning, Michael.
Keith is the manager of the International Trade Services area at the Chamber, and we're going to talk a little bit this morning about Australian companies operating in China, and also the role that the Chamber plays in trying to assist companies who want to operate there, and of course Chinese investors that want to move into the Australian market, and in particular Western Australia. Keith, perhaps we can start by just talking about the role that the Chamber plays in assisting companies moving into China.
Sure, Michael. Well, the Chamber has for many, many years recognised the importance of China as a market for Western Australian business. For myself, I've been here 20 years and I've been very much involved in, I guess, the development of our relationship with China and Chinese companies and organisations, really to enhance the opportunity for WA business. We have established over those years a number of memorandums of understandings and agreements with Chinese organisations in an effort to build our connections, which we can then pass on to WA business, particularly our members, because China, as I think we all know, is a very difficult market. Even after many, many years of trying to access the market, there's still dangers to be dealt with, and it's best that people who are going to try and access that market get a good experience and don't fall by the wayside, as many have over the years.
So does the Chamber help companies in familiarising themselves with the market? I mean, do you run tours and trips up there?
Yes, we do. We've been running generally 2 missions a year to China since about 2006. What I've noticed in the years I've been going up there is how the quality of products has been improving and how their English language has been improving. And also it's improved in as much as some of the dangers that we saw maybe 10 years ago are not so prevalent now. Things like the goods that you order aren't always the goods you receive. That in the past has been more often than not. These days it's less often. However, we do point out to people that it is still a possibility, and therefore they have to pay very, very strict attention to their relationships with the Chinese end, and also to ensure that they protect themselves as much as possible. And by that we're able to assist them with local agents on the ground that we have tried and trusted to ensure that pre-shipment the goods are inspected and are actually what they did order.
So when we're talking about these missions, are we talking about large companies? I mean, everyone thinks of the mining companies moving up there, but are we looking at smaller businesses showing an interest in China?
Yeah.
Is there opportunity for smaller
most
business?
definitely. I mean, our membership, we've got over 8,500 member companies now, and as 80% of those would be classified as SMEs. So generally on our missions, we're taking SMEs. The mining companies, by and large, look after themselves. If they're looking for partners or goods to purchase or joint ventures, etc., they usually do that themselves. However, having said that, we've had quite a lot of construction companies come along on our missions, either looking for joint venture opportunities or looking to procure equipment or other things in relations to their operations here.
So is there opportunity for companies wanting to export to China?
Well, without a doubt, we're working very, very closely with a number of companies who are looking at the China market. It is a wonderful opportunity for our manufacturers and service providers if they can access the China market, simply because of the sheer size of it. There's been several good stories about various companies who have been able to attract inbound investment, and then that's also given them access to the new China market, which is if you increase production here through inbound investment, what you need to be looking at is expanding your export market. So if you do that through an inbound investor, a double win. Michael, I mean, we recommend to people you don't look at China as one market. You know, you may take province by province or even city by city. You know, they've got cities up there, you know, 20 million plus, which is almost the population of Australia. So, you know, that's the way to approach it initially. You cannot just approach China as a new destination for your exports.
So if you're a small company, small manufacturer, say in Australia, you shouldn't be daunted by the size of the market. There is an opportunity for niche marketing, say in terms of geographic location.
Most definitely, and that is what we recommend. You know, it's all, and we hear this time and time again, it's all about relationships with Asia generally, but specifically with the Chinese. Its number one importance is to find a good, reliable partner there. And that can take some time, but don't go with anybody who says to you that they can distribute to the whole of China. You know, that is just impossible. So find somebody who is just looking to distribute in a specific locale, and then concentrate on that, and slowly expand from that.
And touching on some specific industries, the Chinese have shown a lot of interest in agriculture, particularly in Western Australia. Is that something that you see as presenting an opportunity?
Yes, we do. We're working at the moment very, very closely with state government, in particular with the Department of Agriculture and Food. In fact, we're going to get one of their senior employees seconded to our area in international trade next week, specifically to work closely with us on developing opportunities in the agricultural sector to attract some good and worthwhile investment. And that will be with a view to expanding production here and to accessing the China market. At the moment, the Chinese are very, very keen to look at their food security. There's been a lot of cases, as we've all read about, where Chinese have really indoctrinated some of their food products to the detriment of their health, and therefore, as they become more affluent, a lot of the Chinese are saying, we don't fully trust the Chinese product. Where can we buy product that we can trust? And Australia, thankfully, is a country that the Chinese do see as green and clean, and from a food security point of view, very, very reliable.
And I guess one other area that, broadly speaking, that comes up is in the service sector. There's a lot of opportunity for Australian companies in China in that area.
There is. We've seen quite a few law firms and the banks now starting to establish a good presence in China. There's still quite a long way to go. There's a lot of red tape that has to be gone through. I mean, we're very, very keen to see the free trade agreement with China be completed. It's been on the table for about 8 years now, and we see that as a major stepping stone for increasing not just services but trade generally, but it certainly would help the services sector.
Well, Keith, on that optimistic note, I'd like to just say thank you very much for talking with us this morning.
It's been a pleasure, Michael.